What's going on, everybody? My name is Danny Ferrari.
My name is Parker Ament.
We are Excellent Sound. We're back with another remake.
Back with a huge remake. Today we're doing Eliminate's Weeble Wobble.
Weeble Wobble.
Wobble, wobble, weeble.
So, go ahead and shake your titties with us. Maybe play the flute?
Skin flute?
Whoa, dude.
For the hell of it.
Yeah, dude, I'm pretty sure that those were made. That's a titty sine wave.
Those were some wide titties.
We're going to show you guys how to make that lead sound right now. And if you want, it is in the download description below. So make sure you guys go grab that as well as some other stuff.
Lots of free stuff down there.
Lots of free stuff. We are Excellent Sound. If you guys like what you see, if you could, please give us a like on this video, thumbs up, subscribe, all that shenanigans. That would be fantastic.
Yes.
Before we get into this, reason why we wanted to do this track specifically, what was it, number 2?
Yeah, I think it was number... Yeah, I think it was number 2.
Shout out Eliminate, bro. Good job, bro.
Killing it, man.
Shout out Eliminate.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the number 2 most played song at EDC, which is
Super
awesome.
original stuff, all coming from him.
Also, it fits really well with our new pack that we just dropped called CARTEL Volume 2. It is the second CARTEL. It is
sister.
The sister. No, dude, it's a brother.
The brother. The brother.
But yeah, anyway, it's gender neutral, bro.
Gender neutral.
Gender neutral pack CARTEL Volume 2. Anyway, it's out now, so make sure you guys go grab it. Link will be in the description below. We'll talk more about that later, and we'll also talk about how you guys can get this project file in a little bit, and we'll go over some of the samples.
Yeah, let's get
Anyway,
it.
so what's really cool about this this sound is it's very simple sound, but it's just so good. The texture of it, we nailed it as per usual.
As per usual.
Some of the drum grooves that are going on right now, I'm going to go ahead and play them. But before I do that, I'm going to show you some of the samples that we have that we made to make this remake. Okay?
Eliminate kit right here.
A little bit of brass, a little build-up we got, little clappers, hi-hat, not a lot, another little build-up,
Super clean.
effects, impacts, fatty kick.
Weeble Wobble for the hell of it.
A little screech sound, and a snare. Pretty simple. Some of the elements, like I said, here are the drums. They sound like this with the sub. Ooh, I like that. Just kind of 4 on the floor.
Rolling sub.
Yeah. All right, cool. So now you guys got an idea about how the drums are essentially just pretty much 4 on the floor, kick, and a clap / snare. Yeah, and the half end of the drop, it goes into this. The trap part, which we'll get into later. But for that, let's go ahead and get into this sound because we don't have any time. I gotta go.
Gotta get out of here.
I gotta get out of here. So we're gonna be making this sound. Now, when we were trying to make this sound initially, we were trying to do it with pitch bending, and it was just really, really getting to us. We just could not figure it out because it sounded like it was pitching all over the place. But then what we did is we actually figured out the actual MIDI to it. Here's what the MIDI looks like if you're curious, because I know some MIDI heads out there. It looks a little something like this. It's just kind of going up and down. And the way that we figured that out, a cool little trick if you're trying to figure out a MIDI, slow down the original track to like very, very slow, and you can hear individual notes. It works sometimes, but that usually helps me get the right note in place to be able to hear something like this has a lot of pitching.
Gets super accurate, too.
Yeah,
Helps
exactly.
your ear a lot.
Yeah, and it helps train it too. So just a good little technique. Again, if you're trying to remake something, just put it in, make sure you warp it, Complex Pro, Formats down, all that stuff, and then slow it down to like 30. So with that, let's go ahead and get into this sound. I have a basic initialize patch in here, some of the processing and the rack, which we will go over. The rack is in the download description as well, as far as the preset too. So let's go ahead and I got this Serum pulled up here. It's got initiated sine wave. Let's go ahead and hear how this sounds real quick, because this is always fun.
Weeble Wobble for the hell of it. Definitely grab it.
It's like Daft Punk.
Yeah, dude, that's sick.
Nice. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the Serum. I'm gonna deactivate the rack. So what we've been doing a lot lately is actually doing sounds with just sine waves and then using processing to really design the sound, which is kind of what's going on here lately, I should say, is going on. You can do a lot of really cool stuff because sometimes you over-process in Serum and don't give yourself an opportunity to actually use racks in processing.
Totally.
So I'm going to go ahead and start with a analog basic shapes sine wave, the FOMO sine wave. Shout out to FOMO again for inventing. How did you invent the sine wave, bro?
Yeah, how did that come to be?
It's fire, dude. Okay, so sine wave, we're going to go ahead and put this at 0. I don't know why it says 10 semitones. Okay, make sure that this is set to +2 for the register we're working in. Random's going to be all the way down and turn the level all the way down, like so. Bam. We're also going to initialize the noise oscillator, and we're going to use AC hum 1. And I'm going to turn the level all the way down, like so, and leave all this stock. LFO 1 is going to be like this. Kind of point it right before this little circle marker here. And I'm going to go ahead and just kind of narrow it down like that. And then also, we're making like a little whipper right here. That's kind of like a sharp titty. It's a sharp tit.
It's sharp, dude.
That's how my boobs look like.
Oh, yeah, dude. I've seen them.
All right, we're going to go ahead and set this to trigger and set it to 16th notes, which it's on already. And I'm going to go ahead and add this to the level, like so. Should be sounding like this. I'm going to go ahead and just solo it. Very quiet, but we're going to go ahead and fix that. I'm going to turn the master up a little bit, maybe to like 85%. It's kind of cool by itself.
Yeah.
All right, now I'm going to go ahead and add this LFO also on the noise oscillator. I'm going to go ahead and pull it down to like 11s. Yeah. A little bit of white noise in there. Cool, that's looking good. I'm going to go ahead and make sure this is set to mono, and let's get into the effects. I forgot to say the effects, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty simple. Yeah. All right, so first thing is distortion. We're going to select downsample, and we're going to put the drive to 19%. I'm just going to type that in. And then mix all the way up at 100. That's adding a lot of texture to it, which is nice. Downsample is really cool. We've been really messing with that a lot lately.
Yeah, bit crusher.
Bit crusher. Next, we're going to add an EQ. We kind of use this EQ like a bandpass. And sometimes you can use this in a really interesting way. I've been really playing with this a lot too. The way we're going to be using it right now is we're going to set the frequency on the left side to 512. Q is going to be set to 43. And gain is going to be all the way up. And make sure it's on a low cut, like so. And then for the right side, we're going to go ahead and put the frequency at 207. And then the Q is going to be at 51. And the gain is going to be halfway, which it already is. And make sure it's set to a high cut, like so. So it's going to look like that. And you're not going to be able to hear anything. But what we're going to do is we're going to add this LFO to the frequency. And we're going to pull it back a little bit to like 50. Come on. There we go. Giving that little bit of a whistle.
Shaping it.
Whistle. And then also we're going to add this hyperdimension. This is going to kind of add some, there's like a lot of like weird kind of pitchy stuff, and it's like kind of phasey. It's super weird. This hyperdimension is going to kind of help with that. Rate and detune are pretty much stock. We're going to go ahead and put the mix down to 38% and size all the way down, and the mix at halfway, 50. And I'm going to go ahead and add the LFO on the mix knob. And this is going to add some kind of interesting tonality to it. So this LFO is going to be bringing in. It's kind of dancing around my ears a little bit.
Yeah, it is.
Kind of tickles, bro.
A stereo image.
Stereo image, bro. Go ahead and throw it on the mix knob as well. Make sure it's going one way. Shift Option click or Shift Windows. Make it go 100%. That's really making it kind of phasey-ish. All right, next we're going to go ahead and add a multi-band compressor. I'm just going to set it to multi-band and gain all the way down. All this, turn the thresh down to minus 12.5, right?
Yeah.
Race is going to be there. Attack is good. Release is good. Gain is good. Mix all the way up. Should be sound like this. Let's hear how it's sounding in context. Pretty much,
Yeah, it's
pretty simple sound, but it's
close.
Now we're going to go ahead and add some processing.
For the hell of it.
Again, this is in the download description below. If you guys want to get this project file right now, actually, I'm going to go ahead and take time to talk about that. And all
Let's do
these
it.
samples that we just talked about, we do have a Patreon. It's $10 for the YouTube tier. You get all the project files back into 2018, I think of October or November.
That's over like 20 project files, right?
Yeah, a ton. Not to mention, too, we have other tiers like the VIP tier where we make exclusive presets for you, and you also get the YouTube tier as well included in that. And then, of course, Mystery Loot, we get random stuff every month. People seem to be really enjoying it, so if you guys want to get that and learn from this project file, go check that out at our Patreon. Link will be in the description, all that stuff. Also, too, I wanted to just take a second, too, to talk about CARTEL Volume 2. It is out. It is right up there. Did I do it, Alex?
Yeah, like there.
It's right here.
There?
Is it here?
There?
I'm gonna give it a little kiss, a
Yeah, just kiss her.
little cartel kiss.
Or
Cartel Volume 2. Oh yeah, that's
Yes.
right. It's gender
Yeah.
neutral. My bad.
Gender neutral.
Sorry. But yeah, anyway, Cartel Volume 2 is out. It is the follow up to Cartel Volume 1.
Huge follow-up.
We are so proud of it. It's huge. We have over how many
The
presets
sounds
did
are
I put in there?
absolutely insane.
I put a ton of presets in there. I forgot the number. I think it's like 150. Yeah, 150 Serum presets, basses, growls, plucks, leads,
All those crazy leads.
hybrid trap, future bass, tons of sounds like this. Also, we included a ton of samples. I think there's like over 500 samples in there, so it's a lot bigger than Cartel.
That's almost twice as many samples as
Yeah.
the first one.
Yeah, it is.
First one is like 320, I think.
And the first one only had 90 presets in it, so we went
Yeah.
really big.
We went
also,
all out.
Cartel Volume 1 is on sale because Cartel Volume 2 is out, and we wanted to celebrate. So it's on
Yeah,
sale
man.
for $50. So if you want to grab that while you're at it, go do that. And if you just want some free stuff, just go to our website. We have tons of free downloads for you guys, project files, presets, racks, tons of free content. Also, join our mailing list because we just started giving away a bunch of free samples to our mailing list people, only exclusive.
Oh, yeah, super exclusive stuff. We've been
Yeah.
getting some crazy emails back. Like, they'd love that
Right.
exclusive secret pack.
Exactly. And we're going to be doing the Remix contest, which we will be announcing soon. If you guys have ideas for that, we have some prizes and we have some actual vendors that are sponsoring it, which is huge for
Yeah,
us.
super exciting stuff.
So we will be doing the Remix contest. Just stay tuned. We're trying to work on it. But I think that's it, right? Let's go ahead and
Yeah,
get into the
let's keep
processing.
going.
So with the processing, I have what's called an erosion. Erosion is really cool to use. I really like to use. I'm gonna turn all these off real quick. Erosion. This sine little feature right here. I think it adds like an FM sine. Morgan probably knows. Morgan, what does this sine thing do in erosion? You know, you invented the sine wave, bro. Makes it sound like redux. Cool. Thanks, Morgan. I don't know what it does. The sine, it's cool. Add it right here. It adds like a little sizzle. It almost makes it like a little bit metallic-y. I don't know.
Yeah.
It adds nice. So we got this set at 7.94. Amounts at 60.2. We got some more reduction here, kind of like what we did with the sine wave, like Morgan was saying. The down sample is set to 1. A little bit more whistly. And then here's a big part too, because there's a part where it kind of automates and it kind of gets all like comb filtery, kind of sounds like simple delay. So what we used Serum effects. You guys just want to go ahead and load in Serum effects. You could essentially do it in Serum, but we wanted to process the sound more before we got to this point. So
we probably wanted to like move it around to
Yeah.
other spots as well.
Exactly. So I could have loaded this into the Serum first, but it sounds better at the end. So add Serum effects. It's a really powerful tool for filtering. Comb minus and set the cutoff to 34 hertz and the resonance at 22%. Mix all the way up. Then you're going to essentially automate this knob as it goes. You'll see. And it kind of makes it kind of bouncy. That's what that's kind of doing. So yeah, go ahead and add that comb minus. It's in flanges, one of my favorite filters, probably my favorite filter. And then I think we're also changing the effects filter frequency over here. Yeah, it's just kind of shutting off real quick right there. But yeah, so you can use that to add different tonality and add some variation. Next, we're going to go ahead and add a compressed room reverb. This is stock in Ableton. You can just search it, compressed room reverb. It's just a regular reverb. It just sounds kind of nice.
Yeah.
It's got some filtering and some compression. Here's the settings, 2389. You can see that. I don't know, screenshot it. Just a really short, nice room reverb. Next, we have an OTT, of course. Pull up some highs, mids, 100%, 500 for the time. Turn the lows all the way down. And the output set to 10. Then we have another Serum effects, and we're using their reverb, which I don't know why we did that. The reverb is garbage in Serum.
I like the reverb
You do?
in Serum. Yeah.
It's over here somewhere.
It's just really shiny.
It's just kind of, I guess
You know,
in
it's
that
like a
sense.
shiny reverb.
So you don't have to do that. You can use regular reverb, but we're just essentially automating this mix knob for the outros. It's really good. You're essentially washing out the sound. Really good technique there. EQ, just a little bit of low cut, around 150 toots. And lastly, we have a saturator at 2 dB with soft clip. Let's go ahead and listen to the trap part. You see some of the automation links.
For the hell of it,
And that's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully you guys learned something great. We are, again, Excellent Sound. Check out our Instagram, too. We're doing a lot of great highlight videos and other stuff on there. Shout out Sebastian Wolcott. Is that how I say it?
Yeah.
I said it right?
At Sebastian.
At Sebastian, go follow him. He does like a lot of our video stuff, and he's a sick producer, too. Shout out FOMO. They're always here. You guys already know them. Oh,
Yeah.
big announcement. Next week, we are doing something different. Or this week, I should say.
This week.
This week.
Friday, we're having some special guests on the show.
Some special guests on the show.
We're doing something super new.
Never done
we've never
before.
done it. Yeah. We're gonna have some crazy guests on the show.
Yeah.
And just stay tuned.
Yeah,
so
stay tuned
all you
for
guys
that.
are watching, you guys are gonna love it this Friday. So
Yeah, it's be
come
cool.
on back.
So yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much again. Make sure you guys check us out on Instagram. Again, it's at XLNTSOUND. If you like the video, please give us a thumbs up, and a saturated sub would always be helpful.
Satch it up.
And if you want to get this project file, again, on Patreon, and don't forget, CARTEL Volume 2 is out. Let's go ahead and play this bad boy out.
Get it.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much. We are Excellent Sound.
We'll see you guys Friday.
Thanks, Parker.
Thanks, Danny.
Thanks, Alex. Thanks, Morgan. I didn't say any bad words.
Weeble Wobble for the hell of it, definitely grab it.